Hey guys, halfclickup here, back with another review video. Now if you ride, of course you clean your chain, and if you clean your chain, you obviously know what the grunge brush is. Now what we have here is a very ingenious design that has been around for years. It consists of bristles on three sides. Uh-oh, let's focus. Let's focus. Focus. Focus, no? Yeah, no? Think about it. There we go. So it consists of bristles on three sides, and it makes a channel here in the center. And effectively what you do is you hold this thing with the chain straddling the channel here, and you can spin your tire, you can scrub manually, or you can do what I do, which is a combination of both. I hold the brush in place, sometimes like this, sometimes I hold it like this underneath the chain. You know, and what it allows you to do when you change these different positions or what have you, it lets you get every little angle on that chain. And these bristles are O-ring safe and Z-ring safe, and etc., etc. And so you don't have to worry about it tearing up your chain. It just it gets in all the little nooks and crannies, gets all that crud, all that old grease, road debris, all that grime out of there. And yeah, so the grunge brush. Again, it's been around for years, it's tried and true, and I love it. I've had this one for several years, and up until today, I've used this with every chain clean I've ever done. Now, what if I told you there was a product out there that made 360 degrees of contact with the chain at all times? Enter this little guy. Isn't it cute? It's a Tirox, Tirox, T-I-R-O-X, Tirox. That's what we'll call it. We'll go with Tirox. It is this curious little design, and you see it consists of a spiral of brushes, and the idea, right? You can probably figure it out. But what you do is you thread this thing around your chain, and then it sits there stationary with the chain running through the middle, and you have 360 degrees of contact on your chain while you spin the tire, and the chain runs through the center, and the bristles, in theory, get every little bit of grime off of your chain. So the question is, what's better, the tried and true grunge brush or our new little toy, the Tirox chain brush? And we're gonna find out. Okay, so there's probably half a dozen different ways you can do this. The method I'm gonna use is I'm just gonna spiral this thing onto the chain where it's in position, and I'm going to spin the wheel, and it's gonna do its thing. But the thing about that is that process obviously takes two hands. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to spray the chain down with chain cleaner, and then we'll go ahead and mount the brush and go from there. So here we go. Hush. Alright, now let's thread this thing on there. Alright, so there it is, man. Tirox in position, and here we go. We're going to spin the tire and see how she does. Now the concept, of course, is the same as using a grunge brush, but instead of actually, again, using a stroking motion, right, with the brush, you're just holding this in position, and it's doing the same job. Theoretically better, though, because it is getting 360 degrees of contact with the chain. And I can tell you, this thing's really stout. You can see it pulling my hand. It's kind of a challenge to hold it in position, which to me indicates that it's really, you know, binding down with a lot of friction and probably getting it pretty dang clean. Now, something also tells me to go ahead and go the opposite direction, so I'm going to do that too. Okay, well, just like that, guys, I mean, that's all there is to it. That's the process. So now we're going to take the brush off. We're going to hit it with some more chain clean to get this, to get all the stuff we, got out of there, because it's all sitting there on the surface of the chain, and we'll get that off of there. The only other thing, you see how you have to fight this thing because it's really good at what it does. The thing about it is, you see how much you have to actually touch everything, right? I don't know if that makes any sense, but so with the Grunge brush, you're not really having to be really hands-on with all the nastiness, but with this, obviously you have to, and you can see the gloves here, they're covered in chain clean, and that's just part of it, apparently. So that's another thing, man. Always wear some good nitrile gloves. I say good nitrile gloves, as these obviously have failed me. Always have some paper towels handy as well. So yeah, it's a slightly nastier process using this thing, but from what I can tell so far, it is certainly doing its job.
I wanna taste your content, hold your breath and feel the tension.
And then what I like to do is get a paper towel, fold it up a few times, and run the chain through this paper towel here. I'll move you and show you what I'm talking about. Oops, sorry, had to reposition you guys right fast. That's all I do is I take a paper towel, wrap it around the chain, and just like with the brush, hold it in place, run her through there. And there you go. So there's the end result. I mean, it came as clean as you expect it to, right? Just like using the Grunge brush. Is it better than the Grunge brush? I don't know. I'd say they might be kind of on par. And the reason being is because, if you want 360 degrees of contact and you have a Grunge brush, obviously all you have to do is this and then that and then that again, you know what I mean? Like, there are ways to get 360 degrees of contact with the Grunge brush, but I think the idea behind the Tirox is that it just makes it simpler and an all-in-one, if you will. So I mean, as you saw, you just hold it in place and spin the chain through it, and then there you go, it's clean. So yeah, Tirox chain brush, man. Interesting design, neat concept, and yeah, it works. So there you go. If you enjoyed this product review, check out some of my other stuff I've got out there, man. And if you really liked it, go ahead and click the like button. Share it with others, man. I don't know how many folks actually know about this Tirox brush, but it's decent. So go ahead and like and share, comment, and if you haven't, subscribe. It's been Half Click Up, y'all. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace and good.